Thanks for tuning in to the Urban Scope podcast. I'm back with another segment, more WNBA news. Now, I will be making my prediction for the WNBA MVP for 2025. And as always, I'll run through a list of the top four candidates, and then I'll make my pick for prediction for the WNBA MVP for 2025, especially since the season just started last night. So I got an early glimpse into some of the candidates. Actually, only one played last night that I actually had a chance to see out of the candidates that I picked. But just a little side note, Kelsey Plum last night, who just recently been traded from the Las Vegas Aces over to the Los Angeles Sparks. She put up 37 last night. Of course, it was against an expansion team in the Golden State Valkyrie, but at the same time, she's still 37 points is 37 points. So she's definitely making a name for herself for this MVP running. I do not have her as one of my candidates because I don't think she'll be able to put up those type of points on everyone that was on an expansion team. With all due respect, they're going to be pretty bad for a little while. So a lot of players are probably going to be putting up astronomical numbers on them until they can figure out, get a defensive identity and just get a team identity, because that expansion team, dealing with that situation is going to be painful at the beginning. There's not a lot of successful expansion teams that start off, at least not for the first couple of years, probably with the exception of maybe the Jacksonville Jaguars when they first started out. But most teams are going to be pretty bad in that expansion. But nevertheless, congratulations to Kelsey Plum for those 37 points last night. I wish I could have watched it, but that was one of the later games. I didn't get a chance to catch it. But reverting back to this WNBA MVP for 2025, my first candidate is Caitlin Clark. Of course, this is an obvious choice just because of she's considered the face of the league now for the most part in most people's eyes. She got stronger as the season progressed last year, living up to her worth and being, that passer that we expected her to be, and the scorer as well. But she's considered the undeniable leader for the Indiana Fever. She's the superstar of that team. She is probably close to the highest score, because Kelsey Mitchell was right up there with her. But I believe she'll kind of, take it up a notch this year, especially since she got to learn the speed of the game. She has Kelsey Mitchell now, but she also added DeWanna Bonner, and she added Aaliyah Boston that can help her run away with this award. So I believe if they get to that top, get somewhere to the top seeding in their conference, and she averages, somewhere around 20, 25 points a game, close to 8 assists, I believe she'll win this award automatically. Pretty much, it's pretty much set up for her to win, especially with her team and the way it's set up. She doesn't have anyone with a big name next to her. She's obviously the most marketable and things like that. So she's going to be in the spotlight so long as they live up to expectations. And I believe last year they went somewhere around 40-40. So if they can win, 45 to 50 games this year, I believe that'll be a shoe-in for Caitlin Clark to win this award. Next candidate is Aja Wilson, and I think she has the most room or most leverage to win this award, just because she's starting the season with basically a whole new supporting cast, and there are not a lot of high expectations for her. So I believe if she can exceed expectations, especially with her team and in the standings, they can do better. I believe that she has the most rope to win this award and has the best argument for it, because they're not expecting a lot, but if she can get her team in the playoffs, get them in one of the, in the top half of the standings in the conference, and she can get close to 20 points a game and 10, plus rebounds, which she's a walking double anyway. But I think her winning this award is contingent upon her getting her numbers, what she usually gets, and her team being better than advertised. I know that sounds like that's what everybody's supposed to do to get the award, but she doesn't have to put up these crazy numbers like a 25 points, 30 points a game. She can probably put up somewhere around 18. If she can give you 18 and 10, and her team is, you know, top 3 in the standings in their conference, I believe she can win this award easily, because she'll have the best uh, argument for it because of the sporting cast around her. She doesn't have really truly big names. She has like one player other than that, but then they've traded most of the pieces away. and she's working with a whole new cast that she has to learn and get acclimated to. But she does have that ability to lead, and she has that ability to change the outcome of a game. And she also has the leadership of Becky Hammond behind her, so she does have that in her back pocket in case things do go awry. But I do expect her to put up her numbers even better this year. The next candidate, which one of the candidates I'm like very excited about, is Nafisha Collier. Got to watch her last night. She's a defensive wizard, and she's an offensive juggernaut as well. As she put up 34 points last night against the Dallas Wings, and also she had a better supporting cast than I expected last night. Of course, we know about Courtney Williams, but I was not aware of Jessica Shepard's game. Her post move is the moves that I wish, Cardosa or Angel Reese had. Her footwork was amazing last night, and her post moves as well. So Jessica Shepard is going to be something to reckon with, especially in the post for the Lynx. They're looking like they're trying to avenge the loss from the um, NBA Finals that they had last year against New York Liberty. Of course, New York Liberty is a whole nother ball game, and we'll talk about one of their players next. But they had an incredible. The Lynx had an incredible run last year. They just went against a better, more stacked team in the New York Liberty. But I believe that Minnesota Lynx, a couple things went their way. They could have easily won that series, but we'll see if they can repeat. But them getting to that status of what they had last year would be big for Nafisha Collier to win that MVP. She won the Defensive Player of the Year last year, but I think she's setting a precedent of, she'll be able to score as well, putting up 34 points, 4 rebounds, and 4 assists last night. But they had a good win also against the Dallas Wings. But and then Kayla McBride didn't even play last night. So um, the possibilities are endless for this team. They're going to be definitely in the thick of things. But Nafisha Collier is definitely an WNBA MVP candidate for this year. And lastly, as a candidate, I have Breanna Stewart. I think in a quest to defend their WNBA Finals title, they have to be hungry. They can't rest on their laurels, so to speak. They will have to reinvigorate or renew their hunger that they had last year to win it, especially after losing it previously. But they have elite pieces alongside Breanna Stewart and Sabrina Ionescu and Jonquel Jones. So it'll be very interesting to see if they can rise it up a level. But I think Breanna Stewart has the lowest ceiling to win this award because she has a lot of talent around her, and that sometimes cancel out you if you're trying to get the MVP, which I don't think Breanna Stewart's trying to get it. I believe she's more of a championship type player. So I don't think she really cares about this award, especially after winning so many championships in college. I think she won 3 or 4 titles with UConn in college. So, she's used to winning, titles. It's more so about the personal accolades. But nevertheless, I think her dominance, even if she is dominant, it'll kind of get drained out by Jonquel Jones and Sabrina Ionescu. So it'll be definitely a tough feat for her to win. She would have to put up some kind of astronomical numbers, and her team would have to definitely probably be number one for her to win this award. But overall, I believe that Caitlin Clark will win this award because I believe she'll make the improvements from the next year, from her rookie year into her sophomore season. Now, it's going to be very difficult doing your sophomore season because everybody has more tape on you. They can, they can gauge on you more. They can pretty much neutralize you better with so much film. But I believe with her passing ability and her ability to move without the basketball, I believe that she will be able to figure it out. And I believe her team will be somewhere in that top half of the conference to get into the playoffs. So I believe she will be automatic a shoe in for it. And also, as well, they want her to win the award because it makes the league look better. Because we know she brought more eyes to the game. She's brought more respect to the game that people didn't give women's sports at first. So it's going to be very good to see if she wins the award and what it does for the growth of the league as they continue to ascend. But as always, until next time, I'll see you next time.